When you think of solar power, you're probably thinking about the panels that go on top of your roof or the lines of solar panels that you can set up in a field. You probably don't think much smaller than that because those panels are pretty much like the standard industrial size that everyone thinks about. I'm someone who's always been like a big advocate for solar power, but I've never used it myself. I never bought any panels. I always thought that, they were out of reach for me. I thought solar panels were just something that I would have to get one day when I got my own house. I didn't really take a look into any other options until recently, when this past May I was just kind of shopping around, see what kind of solar panels were out there. And I always knew that you could go smaller, like for charging your phone stuff, like those really small ones. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not going to do much. Then I discovered panels that were about the size of a notebook, a laptop, even a tablet. Just something that you could stuff away in your backpack anytime you wanted to and take them anywhere you wanted to go. These 4 panels right here, they pretty much power everything that I do now. I'm someone who usually wakes up before sunrise, so as soon as I wake up, what I'll do is I'll set these out on my deck, or I'll just set them out somewhere outside, and when the sun comes up, they just start charging. They have these internal battery packs that each hold about the equivalent of 3 phone charges. That's about 10,000 milliamp hours. So altogether, I can get about 12 phone charges out of these panels. And as you can see, it's super sunny right now, so these are just charging up. And that's all you need to do, is just put them in the sun and they just start doing their thing. And about midday, I'll come out and every single one of them will be completely full. They've been sitting outside for about 3 hours now. And if I need to, I just hook my phone up and it just starts charging. And it charges at about the same rate as you would if you plugged into a wall. In fact, right now, my phone is charged, and even the camera I'm holding is running on solar power. I got my first panel back in May, and I basically challenged myself to go a full month without plugging into a wall outlet. During that time, I went on vacation. We went to the beach down in South Carolina, and all I needed to do was just put this out on the beach, just have some fun, and when I came back, it'd be completely full. My entire family was able to charge our phones every single day on one of these panels. As you can see, now I have 4 panels, and I also have 2 power banks. And both of those power banks hold the equivalent of about 8 to 9 charges. So really, all together, I can go about a full month if the sun just vanished, which would be pretty bad for everything on Earth. But if the clouds just fill up the sky for a month, I could run my phone for a full month on all the solar panels and the 2 power banks that I have. I will say that, at first it was kind of difficult getting used to transitioning to solar. Where am I going to plug my phone in at? I always had my panel on me, but in the back of my head, I was just kind of nervous that there wouldn't be enough sunlight one day, or I would just run out in the middle of the night and not have any for the next morning. And so what I noticed was that I started limiting myself on my phone, and I actually used it a lot less. I was just paying so much attention to how much energy I used that I just cut back on watching videos and Snapchatting and texting and all this. And it was definitely a case of range anxiety, especially for someone who says, hey, we should all go solar. Me feeling that range anxiety, it was actually kind of irrational. I actually never found myself not to have enough power. In fact, I found that I had too much power almost at all times. And even to this day, I still do. In order for this investment to actually pay off, I would have to use all the power I generate in one day, every single day. That means charging every device in the house. That's all the phones, that's my laptop, that's the camera. I've even run my Amazon Echo on this before, and it hasn't taken all the battery. I try to power all my devices on solar now. Really the only things I can't at this moment are lamps. At nighttime when I need light, I can't use my solar power for that yet. I'm still upgrading everything. I've only had these panels for about 2 months, and I have not plugged my phone into a wall outlet a single time since June 1st. To me, that's just something that's really cool, is I can take these panels anywhere I go. I have gone golfing with them. When we drove down to go to vacation, I just stuck one of the panels in the window and it was charging on the way down, and we had 2 phones plugged into it and they charged on the way down, obviously not the entire time, but that's just the power of this. It can go anywhere. These portable panels, you can take them anywhere, and I guarantee you they are enough. I'd even go so far as to say that 4 panels actually give me too much power to use in a single day for what I'm using them for. And because I have too much energy, I've actually started carrying around my power banks and even my solar panels, like when I go to a coffee shop or I go out to the mall or something. I'll just take them with me. And what I've even started doing, somebody on my website actually commented that I have begun what they call guerrilla charging. I literally will take my power banks or take my solar panels just out in public and let other people hook up to them and get energy. The other day I was in Target and I actually overheard somebody saying that they didn't call their friend that they were trying to meet up in Target because they ran out of power. And I heard that and I kind of just went over to him and I just flashed the cords and I was like, you need to juice up, and kind of just laughed about it. I hooked him up into the power and just kind of stood there talking a little bit, just saying, yeah, I get my power from solar now, and we got into 10% just right there in the middle of Target. And it's just kind of fun. It's just really cool to be able to do that and say, yeah, my energy came from the sun, here, have it for free. And I think that's the sort of freedom that you can have with these portable solar panels. The fact that you can literally take them anywhere gives you limitless energy. Wherever you are, if the sun is out, you have power. If you're camping, if you're golfing, if you're biking, if you're going on a road trip, even if you're just sitting in a restaurant. With my 4 solar panels and 2 power banks, I have 14 outlets that I can share with people. 14. And even with 14 devices hooked up to the solar panels and the power banks, it would still only use about 1/3 of the energy that I would have stored up. Just the other night, I actually wanted to see how many devices I could connect to the panels and the power banks, and I ended up hooking up 8 devices. I actually was scrounging to find things to plug in because apparently I don't have enough devices. And I let them run for about 2 hours. In that time, I charged up 3 phones. I had Alexa playing music the entire time, some wireless headphones and some wireless earbuds. One of the power banks was actually charging during this time, and the other was supplying energy to another device, and even a wireless speaker. And I think that's really just the amazing thing about this is, if you wanted to plug in 8 devices, or even let's go to the maximum, if you wanted to plug in 14 devices, you would be looking all around your house for the wall outlets. But with the portable panels and the power banks, say that 5 times fast. You could have everything in one spot. You can take them on the go. You can just pack them up and move. There's no need to look at the charge percent and you're like, dang it, I wish I could get a couple more minutes out of this. No, you just pick it up and go, and you keep charging. So if you've always wanted to go solar, but you didn't want to put anything on the roof of your house, consider going portable. Just go small and hook your phone up to it and give it a try. And you'll find that you don't plug into the walls anymore. It's just always there. It's always there for you to use. You can share it with other people and not have to worry about running out of energy, because you can always just put it right back in the sunlight and get back to charging. So that's really what I wanted to share with you guys today. If you want some more information about these solar panels, you can read the full article that I wrote for them on my website, and I'll post a link to that below. So have you ever gone solar? Do you have portable panels of your own? Tell me about your experiences in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video.